evening and welcome, or good morning, good evening, good day to all, and welcome to this week's Wada Forum. We are so happy to have you all with us here today. So today, just a little overview. We will be starting with our usual opening. We've had a little bit of chatter going on in the background that we decided not to record. If you want to be part of that chatter, you should join us live for these sessions. But now we'll go into the statement of purpose, a little brief recap on last week's meeting, getting into some community network updates, and then updates on our licensing project, and then we'll have more of an open space for Q&A and discussion about our Into the Archives program. So who do we have here today that would love to read the statement of purpose?
Yeah,
Oh, we have a Richard as well. Oh, I see Richard.
Okay, the statement of purpose, I can see it on the screen. Am I supposed to read it?
Yes, please.
Okay, our mission to elevate underrepresented groups through the application of technology and invest in a more equitable future. Great.
Okay, thanks, Richard. And tell us where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Ghana, Eastern region, particularly Krabodumasi.
Okay, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Okay, is Olivier, are you able to speak? Olivier, je vais t'appeler pour lire la version française, si tu peux parler.
Oui, ça va. Moi, je ne peux pas parler pour le moment. Je suis là. J'attends juste écouter comment ça va se passer. Je suis là vraiment. Je compte de Goma Wada. Merci.
Ah, ok, tu peux voir l'écran. Tu peux lire le message déclaration du but, notre mission.
Ouais.
Tu peux un peu lire là-bas en bas pour promouvoir.
Oui, d'accord.
Oui.
Je peux lire à haute voix?
En français. Oui, oui,
Oh.
en haute voix. Oups.
D'accord, retourne. Déclaration de but. Notre mission pour promouvoir les groupes sous-représentés grâce à l'application de la technologie et investir dans un avenir plus équitable. Après?
Merci beaucoup. No, c'était tout. So all of you know we try to be a bilingually inclusive environment. So we have a lot of francophones in our group. So thanks so much, Olivier, for reading the French version, calling in from Goma. Sure. So thanks so much, Samuel, for that recap. That was very comprehensive. The next part of today's session will be getting the new updates on what's happening in some of our various areas of interest. So first, I think we're going to talk about Project Catalyst.
Okay, so I come your way again with information on Catalyst Desk. I've just said a lot. There is not more activity with Catalyst except that the team is preparing vigorously to host a successful event in Barcelona, and all efforts and attention are being directed there. And all routes are leading to Barcelona on the 26th of April. Like I said, the program starts 9 a.m. and ends somewhere around 9 p.m. For those of you who have registered to attend that event in person, that's great. We are looking forward to have a successful representation. As far as WADA is concerned, as I said, a representative of WADA will join and will bring you up to the minute information of how issues are going to unravel there. And more on Catalyst, especially today, there are working groups that is going to be held in South Africa, Cameroon, DRC, and Ghana. I've always said that. Bernard is last week shared some information with us as far as the projects the hub in South Africa is following up. We are very interested in what South Africa is doing, because it borders on research and development into the use cases that have received funding from Fund 1 to Fund 11, the last edition. And that is a great work they are embarking upon. Once they finish us with their findings and conclusions of that research, it can actually guide us into what we should focus on and write proposals against, so that we can receive funding in the upcoming fund and future funds. So if Bernard is here, Bernard, I will invite you now to share with us the progress of your work, the challenges you are facing, how WADA can help, or individuals on this call can help, and everything. Bernard, if you hear me, just share with us what you have.
Thank you, Samuel. Greetings, Chairperson, and everybody. Thanks for this opportunity to share what we are doing with the WADA, because we are taking WADA seriously too. What we have covered so far, remember I said we are going to research from Fund 1 to Fund 11 and categorize these proposals according to industries in line with the Catalyst Working Group funding priorities, which must be a data-driven approach. I can only report now that we have covered almost 1,300. The reports, the last statistics that I have now, it's around 13, almost close to 1,400 of all the proposals. We divided it into around 30 members, and then they each were given, allocated around 55 each proposal to go and categorize. So far, it's a what we call a quantitative analysis. That is the first part. The second part is there are certain questions Catalyst Working Group requires us to answer. So we are doing it differently, because what we want is we want to base all our answers on research. And then from there, I want to say also my personal opinion. I'm in line with Samuel that, you know what, there are certain key stakeholders in Catalyst whose analysis or perspective is very critical. For example, I've got key members of the organizations, Atala Prism, WADA, Kimber Labs, and other developers or other communities. I was going to be happy if they were also going to be part and parcel of this, to give their own voice, how they see things. Because when we are saying strategic funding priorities going forward, and you are advising Catalyst to say, we have invested on these categories, but we are not seeing adoption, or we are not seeing what we want to see. And then at the same time, we need to balance up this quantitative research versus qualitative. On the qualitative one, I was extremely interested in all, even old Catalyst members. The limitations are as follows. Number one, this project we were given on a lower budget. Number two, the current leadership of the Catalyst Working Group is catering for everybody, including those who have never hosted events before. So they are specifying everything right down to details, even where it is unnecessary. But because we have to comply to them, they have to comply to the Catalyst, they are back and forth the revisions, which are not nice, because some of these artwork, they are done, they are very nice, they are here, but they have been rejected. But we did it from the material they posted on sharing there. But you know, that is the situation we are having. And then again, they are not expecting what I want, like what Samuel is saying, that we even go into qualitative, incorporate other as many as different. I think it's due to budget, number one. But I don't think budget should limit us, Samuel. Let us go ahead. This is a very critical. It's going to affect even our application for proposal in future. If it is well done, even another member on the meeting suggested even producing a book. So I am of the opinion that those who have been here since Fund 1, they have seen things the way they were during that time, and their perspective can be captured. They can give qualitative advice on what they feel was a mistake, what they feel could be a way forward going into the future for the next 12 to 24 months. I've gone even into contact with the banks. I've got bank officials who are very much interested in catalysts. I've got University of UJ, Professor Nulu. He actually said, Bernard, come to the university, we sit down and talk about this. There is another limitation. This project, I did not apply for it alone. So it's a core applicants. I can't make a decision. Due to financial limitations here and here, maybe they can say, let's stop here. You must understand I will accommodate you using my own personal funds, because what we are going to have later on, it's something that no one has. In short, this is all what I can say. There are some decisions I will never be able to make because that was an application we did as a group. But still, I'm not going to stop because what my vision is like what Samuel is saying. Some issues that if we can do them very well now, they are going to pay us dearly in the future. That is all what I can say.
Thank you very much.
I invited people. I was hoping even twice I've invited people to collaborate. I have never got even a single person who has shown interest. But within Johannesburg, this thing is very popular. It has gone even to another province. And I think I don't know, people now, maybe it's the way we approached it, I don't know. But your advice, your interest, I'm not only talking about this one. Collaboration means if you know you can do something on a project that I am doing, talk to me, and then we evaluate, we agree. You are going to do 1, 2, 3 in 1, 2, 3 days and give me this. Then we agree. Then I look at what you have given me. Then I say, all right, this is not good enough. Let's make it good. Why? Because I want you to be paid. You know, this is the Catalyst community resources. Let's share them, but at the same time, build a strong future together. I'm again inviting everybody, not only onto this one. I've got Coxygen. I've invited people to get into Coxygen, give me their views on Coxygen, apply on Coxygen, even do a self-assessment on Coxygen. It's inclusive, whether you are technical or you are not technical. It is during the interview when we are talking where you say, all right, I can do this, and you do. The only thing even here in Johannesburg, they know if you don't do what you have agreed in time, you don't get paid, but we give you another chance. Let's build Africa together. Today I'm funded. Tomorrow I'm not funded. It's you who is funded. If we effectively cooperate and they collaborate, then we are building Africa together. That is all what I can say. Thank you, Samuel. Sorry for taking too long.
Yeah. Thank you, Bernard. You have made a very passionate appeal for collaboration for those of us on the call. Just one question I want to ask you. Aside the fact that you want people to voluntarily render support in terms of what you are doing, which I think is very beneficial, what exactly, maybe just one sentence will be fine, what exactly do you want people to do And if you are given the opportunity to invite anybody to help, in what capacity would you invite the person to help? And maybe WADA as an entity, what exactly do you want WADA to do to help support your project? Just 1-2 sentences will be fine.
That's a very good question. Let me talk about Coxygen. On the Catalyst Working Group, it's an in-person group, but if you have got some, some suggestions on the funding priorities going to, either you've written a book, got some proposals, just send them to me or contact me. Then we do an interview, we talk together. With regards to Coxygen, it's a smart contract development, technical support 24/7 for Cardano, all different languages. Here, the first thing I think you can do with me, on the website, there is that application, apply, and then you book me, we do an interview, a session. I'm from the technical side, you may not be on the technical side, but you might also, no one is new to smart contract here. All of our projects are on smart contract. Could be having a smart contract project. You could be a developer. You could be a good writer. You could be a video, whatever. It is only during that session we can determine, because again, the other things are there. We need a promotion, adoption. So there are so many other opportunities. And I don't want anyone who will get into Coxygen and walk away without having even a single payment.
Okay.
I don't want that. You might get something, you might cry it's legally also, but I want you to get something out of it.
Okay.
That's all. Yeah.
Thank you, Bernard. You have been very clear about exactly what you need. I think people on the call have heard you, and let's see what changes come up. Thank you very much. That's by way of what we wanted to hear as far as Catalyst is concerned. Mercy is en route to somewhere. He's actually traveling to Japan right now for WADA interest assignment. She's on the highway now. Boss, can you hear us something little on Cardano Summit 2025, Singularity Net, and
or maybe I can give the update for the Cardano Summit, and then Mercy, you can take over for the other two.
That's great. Go ahead,
if that's
Megan.
okay.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, awesome. So we have started this project. We're researching different potential locations for the Cardano Summit in 2025. So this project is really about showcasing and highlighting some significant possibilities for where we could host it. It's nice to say, let's bring it to Africa, but let's give them some concrete examples of exactly where it could be and thoroughly investigate everything from the logistics to security to infrastructure about how that would be possible. So our first milestone was about narrowing down to the top countries that we're going to research further. So the 6 countries that we'll be researching, this is in alphabetical order, so you don't hear any bias from me. We're doing Cameroon, Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, Rwanda, and South Africa. So over the next few months, we will be producing more concrete material, talking about exactly what a summit would look like in each of those locations. Everywhere from the venue, like I said, to logistical, etc. So for anyone implied in that list, we will be setting up meetings this week and next week to start launching that research part of the project. Thank you. Over to you, Mercy, to maybe talk about any updates that we have on SingularityNet and then intersect.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, everyone. That's great updates, very engaging. And thanks, Megan, for that succinct update on Cardano Summit 2025. So as we've heard, there's a collaboration with Catalyst Africa Town Hall. And that's actually the reason that I'm going to Japan, just to get some more signatories. This is going to be an event, it's called Team, that has a very strong Cardano presence. And I'm hoping that we can get some support in terms of people or organizations wanting the summit to come to Africa. Side by side, that Intersect is going to have a very strong presence at this event. So I'm hoping that there will be some, conversations on the side, sort of on the sideline, and I will be bringing updates as necessary. So yeah, things are going great. Today, not anything current on the SingularityNet side. As soon as something comes up, we will make that public. And with Catalyst and working group and so on, as Samuel so succinctly reminded us what we talked about last week. It's pretty much same. When I get to Japan, there is, before even the conference starts, there's going to be a Cardano event on the side. At this point, not sure if it actually has to do with the working group, but as I said, whatever I find out, I will let you all know. Thanks again. All right, bye-bye.
Be safe out there, Mercy.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I think, did you mention anything about SNet? One thing I was going to add is I think they're launching a new funding round that they've sort of said might be at the end of April, but I'm thinking it might more be like beginning of May. Okay, just so everyone's aware about that.
That's
and
good
then
information.
Okay, and then we think we can move then on to our licensing agreement. So Samuel, back to you.
Yes, I take it again from here. Thank you very much. Licensing project and all that come with it is a flagship program of Wada Global Limited, and I am always excited and very privileged to come your way with information from that desk. Today, what are we talking about? Officially, we can state that there is an end to the signing of contracts by our cherished hubs. And there are two things to share on the back of that. One, partnership status has changed for hubs that failed to sign the agreement. And two, there is confirmation of the licensing status for hubs that signed the contract. So we are talking about these two major things. Once I'm done, if there are questions or answers, please jot them down or forward to us somewhere at wada.org or hello@wada.org, and we'll be privileged to answer all your concerns. If there are suggestions, if there are requests, if there are contributions, whatever you have on your chest, please share with us. And together we will build a very formidable and a strong network. So first, in terms of the partnership status change for the hubs that failed to sign, let me state that these hubs, Abidjan in Cote d'Ivoire, Freetown in Sierra Leone, and Dakar in Senegal, unfortunately, these three hubs, for all the weeks that we were expecting for them to sign our contract agreements and all the efforts at chasing up on them to really agree with us on that score, prove futile. So by today, the 10th of April, which signifies the deadline day, the partnership status with Wada Global Limited has changed. And we are also hoping for future collaboration opportunities. So there's a bit of information I want to read out. If such hub leads or people associated with such hubs are on the call, for their information, we state that the status of your hub, and I refer to Abidjan, Freetown, and Dakar, within our network has been officially changed in line with the stipulations outlined for non-compliance within the set timeline for our contractual agreement. This is because the established deadline for signing a contract agreement, that is April 10, 2024, has unfortunately passed. And to our regret, we have yet to receive confirmation that you have accepted and signed the agreement. The signing of the contract is vital for ensuring mutual growth and clarity of the terms under which we operate. But this is it. While we regret this turn of events, we wish to clearly state that following the expiry of your contract as an existing hub, the specific terms of our collaborations have come to an end. However, your hubs are more than welcome to reapply as a new hub or explore a different partnership arrangement with us in the future. This approach ensures fairness to our partners and upholds the integrity of our operational standards. Please understand that reapplication will mean starting anew in our network, that's reflecting our commitment to equitable treatment and procedural consistency across our partnership ecosystem. We believe in the value that your hub has brought to our network. I refer to Abidjan, Freetown, and Dakar. I state again, we believe in the value your hubs have brought to our network in times past. And it is with a hopeful outlook that we look forward to a possibility of reinstating our partnership on renewed terms that benefit both parties. So I end by saying that thank you for your understanding and past collaboration. We hope to navigate through this phase into a future that holds renewed opportunities for our partnerships. Thank you very much. We look forward to having new arrangements or partnership deals with you. I refer to Abidjan, Freetown, and Dakar. Thank you very much. And quickly, the second part of information to give out on this call is the confirmation of licensing status and future collaboration in terms of or respect to the hubs that did us the honors by signing a contract agreement. And this I refer to the two Accra hubs and the Cameroon hub, the Burkina Faso hub, and the hub up north in Ghana. The two hubs in DRC I refer to Kinshasa and Goma. Here we express our sincere appreciation for your hub's diligent response in signing our licensing agreement. Your commitment to maintaining and enhancing the standards of our partnership is not only valued, but a testament to the professionalism and integrity that brings to our network. We are pleased to confirm that the successful continuation of your status within our network following your adherence to the terms outlined in our licensing agreement. This agreement is a crucial step towards ensuring a shared understanding and alignment of our operational goals and standards, paving the way for a strengthened and mutually beneficial partnership. As we move forward, we are excited about the opportunities that lie ahead. We believe that our continuing collaboration will lead to innovative solutions, expanded services, and ultimately the achievement of our collective goals. Our team is dedicated to providing the support and resources necessary to foster a formidable and productive partnership with you. We are confident that together we will achieve great success and make significant contributions to our field. Please rest assured that our commitment to your hub as a valued member of our network remains steadfast. We look forward to our continued collaboration and the positive outcomes that will bring. I also end that by saying thank you for your commitment and proactive engagement. We are enthusiastic about what our future partnership holds and are confident that it will be marked by significant achievement and mutual growth. Thank you to our license hub. Thank you to hubs that whose status have changed. And we are looking forward for new partnerships. So this is by way of information on our licensing desk this week. A recap: there's an end to the signing of the contractual agreement between Wada Global Limited and the various hubs that we have. In subsequent weeks, we are going to enroll the spirit and the letter of the agreement. Fund 12 is around the corner. We are going to deepen our ties and work together closely to put a lot of proposals in Fund 12 and other funding platforms, and see how we are going to grow our networks together. On the sidelines, we are also working particularly to expand our tentacles, as I've always said, get to every nook and cranny of Africa and grow more hubs onto our network. For that reason, I want to take the opportunity to again state that our doors are wide open for Abidjan hubs, Freetown hubs, and Senegal hubs. And we look forward that they will realign and re-engage with us to continue with our licensing agreement, or if they want to join us for any other partnership deals. There are a lot of information that will come your way in subsequent weeks beyond the licensing, where other partnership deals are also possible. And all these things are being cooked up, and as and when plans are far advanced, we'll share with you. Thank you very much. As I said earlier, if you have questions, jot them down. On the call, you can ask. If you want to develop your questions and suggestions, you can send to us even after the program, samuel@wada.org or hello@wada.org. Thank you very much. Megan, over to you.
All right, magnificent. Thank you so much for all of that. And now we're open to audience participation. So I will take down my screen share. We would love to hear back from all of you. So any questions from the presentation or even comments or feedback are very welcome. Feel free to unmute or raise your hand as you feel most comfortable. Would anyone like to speak?
Bernard, hand up.
Yeah, Bernard, go ahead.
Yes, I would like to just send a link here on this other funded project for smart contract development and support. I have sent a link there, and I would be very much willing. You click there, there is a book, a session, and then there are some self-assessment if you're a smart contract developer. And then from there, we can engage using that one. If you are not a technical person but are interested, I would still suggest go via the booking. And then from there, because it will help us when we discuss what are the possibilities. This is what I would like to see. I would like to see us in Africa having a very strong developers in smart contract development. So We are going to be very inclusive. If you can't technically produce something that can be paid for, then I can go out of my way, probably incentivize you to embark on this smart contract learning and be committed to it, and then you'll get some incentives as well. That is my invitation to you. Even if there is some other things you can suggest on how to go about and how to make it successful, you are welcome. Thank you very much. If there is any question or anyone has looked at it, needs information or needs question, you are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Bernard.
Okay, thanks so much for the feedback and the follow-up. So we have a few minutes left. On the last call, I had brought up the possibility of people sharing suggestions. You know, we're going into Fund 12, as we mentioned at the end of the month. We are hopeful that our very own Samuel will be attending the in-person launch event and will be networking on behalf of all of us there. No pressure, Samuel.
Yes, yes.
So with the rest of our time, I would love to hear back from everyone here on how, you know, they're looking forward to Fund 12, and specifically if they've had any thought to what we should be doing as WADA in Fund 12. So remember, I think it was last week, I asked everyone to have a think about this.
Megan, I guess you take the lead. Leadership by example. Share yours first, and maybe that will motivate others.
Well, so I mean, last week we talked about nurturing roots and planting roots. So I think we're very interested in looking at, especially based on, I don't know how they're announcing for the categories this round. I'm assuming it will be similar to the Fund 11, which is a little bit more generic categories, less of like the bring Cardano to Africa, or sorry, grow Cardano, grow Africa, where we were successful with the nurturing roots and the planting roots. But I personally would love to do something of that regard again. Maybe it will be focused more heavily on the next phase that we're pushing, which is education. As some of you know, on the DIT side, we're pushing with Haskell training, Haskell Plutus Plus training. And also on the global side, some DeFi learning portal. So those are some different education initiatives that we'll hopefully look to seek some more funding for pushing those to the network. So that's what I've been thinking about in particular.
Interesting. Maybe you can invite all the others. John T is here, Boaz is there.
I didn't see, Jean-G, you snuck in here. Welcome.
Merci beaucoup, Megan.
John T, welcome. What's your expectation for Fund 12, and are there any proposals that you have in mind? Let's discuss.
No, thanks. For the Fund 12, I hope the group will get together and support a common hub initiative as we had done in the past, because I know some hubs may benefit from it. For example, for the Goma hub, I know Boaz informed me maybe 2 days or 3 days ago that the school had they had a rental agreement with the school for the locations of the rooms, and I think it had expired. So he wanted my involvement. I was telling him, okay, so that he gives me an idea as to what they agreed on. And usually I know the funding was through such projects through the hubs. So it will be good for Fund 12 to look into how hubs are sustained, and I'll contribute as much as I can.
Yeah, that's great feedback, Jean-T. Exactly what I wanted us to be brainstorming over the next few weeks is how can we support the hubs in a way that will be beneficial to them and will also show some value to the community.
Can I quickly chip in here?
Of course.
Only
Yes,
on
Mercy.
condition that you are now back to 80 km per hour or maybe 50.
But I've crawled it down to 40 kilometers an hour.
That's good. You are good to go.
So as Megan reminded us, ESNET is coming up as well. They're deep funding. So as we are thinking along catalyst lines, let's also think along the AI line. And I actually really love what Megan said in terms of not just the hubs, but how do we think about making them relevant in their own communities, right? So let's we can have side conversations, we can have side meetings and so on, like Jonty said, but we need to ramp up so that we can start resourcing for the work that we're doing. Thanks.
Thanks, Mercy. And for information, Mercy is driving to the airport, as I said earlier, or she even confirmed. She's off to Japan for Wada Interest Project. But for the love of the association and the forum and the growth of our network and the hubs, he still manages to pull through this vital information. Thank you very much, Mercy. We love you. Take care of yourself. And we hope you are back in full session next week. Boaz is also here. Boaz, any expectations ahead of Fund 12?
Merci pour la parole m'accordée. Je profite pour dire bonsoir à tout le monde. Nous, de notre côté à Goma, nous essayons d'être prêts et nous n'avons jusque-là rien de prévu parce que nous avons d'abord des tâches à accomplir et à réaliser avant de penser comment est-ce que nous allons nous y lancer. Mais toutefois, tous les jours, nous sommes prêts. Nous sommes ouverts.
Bon, Boaz, si je peux t'interrompre, la question était plus par rapport à Wada, tes attentes de Wada pour le Fund 12. Un peu comme Gentil a souligné que c'était bien dans le passé qu'on a eu certains financements comme Nurturing Roots et Planting Roots qui soutenaient les hubs. Alors, on voulait surtout vous intégrer dans cette discussion par rapport à comment Wada devrait soumettre quelque chose avec les hubs en tête. Quoi.
Bon, je ne saurais pas donner plus de détails, surtout que c'est en français comme ça, il y a beaucoup de monde anglophone ici, mais de toutes les façons, c'est une manière qui aide à la survie des hubs à travers le monde et c'est à encourager. Et si on a encore la chance de faire passer quelque chose de comme ça, moi, ça me va très bien, surtout pour la survie de nos hubs au niveau local. Merci.
OK, alors prenez ça comme une invitation d'y penser plus. Comme on a encore du temps, on va commencer le Fund 12 commence, il y a l'événement du commencement le 26 août. C'est le 26 août. On aura notre cher Samuel là-bas en direct.
Le 26 avril.
Avoir ses... Comment?
Avril,
toi aussi?
Pas août. Je disais 26 avril.
Avril, oui. Avril, merci. Pas août, août c'est trop loin. En avril. Oui, dans quelques semaines, quoi.
Oui,
alors, c'était une invitation à tout le monde d'y réfléchir aussi, quoi. Et donner aussi vos suggestions par rapport à ce que Wada devrait soumettre et aussi vos besoins au niveau de Hub et comment ça peut aussi intégrer dans une proposition pour le Fund 12. Okay, I was just giving a quick summary to the French speakers. Boaz doesn't have anything he's specifically thinking about right now, but I invited him to think more specifically about sort of from the WADA perspective, what would make sense and what they would be hoping for in that regard.
It's the top of the hour, but Richard has a question. Megan, I don't know if we can breach protocol and allow him to ask his question.
Sure. And, if people do have conflicts, feel free to drop off if you need to, but we can stay on a little bit longer for those who did want to say some more.
Richard, ask your question, please.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
Richard.
Yeah, I joined this association the last time we met at Kofi Annan Center of Excellence. So I heard of Cardano, WADA, and the other one about AI. But I'm not very sure of what Cardano is. I'm a software engineer, actually. I don't know what Cardano is. I know much about blockchain or all the same. I don't know what Cardano actually is. And then the catalyst, what is it actually about? And then the licensing that you are talking about. If you can give me some short clarification of them, I'll be very happy. And then the CosGen website, please.
Megan, you want to take that?
Oh, a loaded question.
Yes.
Let me see. I will try to say it as briefly as possible. And then if anyone thinks I missed anything too much, please jump in and correct me. So Cardano is a blockchain. It stemmed from a long ago spin-off of Ethereum. And is now its own thriving blockchain community. That's where the Catalyst comes in. So Catalyst is a grant program offered through Cardano. It's funded through the Cardano Treasury, and projects are voted on by. So the coin for Cardano is ADA. So all ADA holders vote on projects to be funded, and they're on the 12th. This will be upcoming is the 12th of said grant funding initiatives. Let me say it like that. WADA really came about in the early days of this platform, sort of have submitted every round since Fund 1, thanks to Mercy. Which question am I missing?
He also wants to find out about oxygen, but I think Bernard has more information on that. Megan,
then I think the last thing was about the licensing. The licensing.
Yeah.
Okay, so the licensing is really just quickly. It's so WADA is an organization formalizing relationship with WADA. So we exist as a global entity with local hubs on the ground across Africa. So in order to create a local hub, you enter into a licensing agreement with the WADA Global side of things that gives you permission at a local level to use our logo and also to be representing WADA's image. And this is just important so that we maintain the image, the vision, and the mission that we want to uphold at WADA, but that we can do so, hopefully, everywhere that wants to. Now I'll pass it over to whoever else wanted to add.
I think
let me quickly add. I think we have Richmond on the call, and also Richard. Welcome to our calls. We have a strong community. You said you are calling from. You said the eastern region of Ghana.
Yeah, I'm calling from the eastern region of Ghana.
I see. Like I would love to have a chat with you. Right now, it's not possible. So I'm going to, in addition to what anybody else on the call wants to add, I'm going to hand you over to Richmond, and then, he will figure out a way to integrate you to the Ghana sort of community. But I also love to have a side conversation with you as well at some point.
Okay.
But we can do that through Richmond.
Okay. So anytime I'm ready, I'm available anytime.
Yeah, I also had a similar thoughts as Messi has just put out. I guess from his questions, he's new here, and Richard, if you don't mind, please put your email address in the chat. Okay. And we might jump on a call and explain some more things to you on the sidelines. And as Messi has also said, you can contact Richmond for other stuff. Why it matters most, some of us can come in and also help in terms of the information that you want, so that you can be fully integrated. This is Wada. Yeah, and we welcome everybody.
Okay, please, Richmond, how do I get his contact, Richmond?
Like I said, put your email address in the chat right now, and we'll follow up with you. Okay, I see.
Yeah, I've just posted my email address.
Okay, that's good. We'll follow up with you. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, it's so great to have new people here. We're so glad to have you, Richard. Thanks for joining us today. And I think this closes April 11th Wada Forum event. Thank you all so much for your time today, for participating, and for doing all that you do. We will see you all again next week.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, guys, for your time. Thank you. I think we staged a great show today. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.